Hello, Namaskar, welcome you to the SAAR Analysis. I am. Here's my take. What if the world's most powerful military wins every single battle yet still loses at the peace? Because tonight, the question confronting America, Donald Trump says the deal with Iran is near, but Tehran says no such deal exists. Washington declares that deterrence is working, but Iran answers with retaliation across region. And somewhere between declaration of victory and threats of escalation lies the dangerous truth. While United States may be discovering the military dominance is not same as strategic control. Let's talk about data. Nearly 20% of the world's supply passes through Strait of Hormuz. Roughly 1/5 of liquefied natural gas shipments passes through this narrow corridor. And United States maintain tens of thousands of military personnel across Middle East, spread across bases and naval assets designed to protect the regional stability. And yet, a handful of drones, a few shipments, a few missiles, and attacks by the proxy market can send insurance cost high, energy market panics, and the financial market searching for a nearest exit. Well, this isn't simply a regional confrontation anymore, it's a stress on American led global order. Well, Donald Trump has framed this conflict in familiar terms: strength, pressure, maximum leverage, and the message is very much straightforward. Hit hard enough, and your adversary will eventually negotiate. It's a doctrine built on belief that overwhelming force can accelerate diplomacy, and the history says that it offers more complicated verdict. Well, American defeated Saddam Hussein's army in a week, but it spent years of insurgency that followed. Well, Taliban were removed from the power in 2001, but 2 decades later, the movement returned to Kabul. Well, military campaigns can dismantle infrastructure, they destroy the capability, but the political settlement demands something entirely different. Well, legitimacy, compromise, and adversary willing to claim the peace without appearing deterred. This is precisely where Iran challenge becomes so dangerous. For Tehran's survival is history, but for Washington, deterrence appear much more credible. And for Donald Trump, whose political identity has been long tied to projecting strength, appearing retreat carries its own cost, which means both sides may be trapped by a narrative they have created. But here the question arises, why should a conflict thousands of miles away should concern American? Well, because nowadays geography may no longer protect prosperity. If the shipment route tightens, fuel prices rise. If energy markets panic, inflation returns. And if regional escalation expands, American troops stations abroad become the target. And if the world's most important maritime choke points becomes unpredictable, the economic consequence will not stop in the Middle East. They will arrive in the American gas station, they will arrive in the retirement portfolio, they will arrive in the grocery bills, and most importantly, it arrive in the voting booth. Well, the foreign policy eventually becomes domestic reality, as it always does. So perhaps the real question isn't whether American can defeat Iran military or not. Few doubts its capability also, but the most uncomfortable question right now is, can America translate the unmatched military power into lasting political outcome? Because history suggests that winning wars is difficult, but winning peace is harder. And in the water of the Strait of Hormuz, where every missile launch echoes through global markets, answer may shape not only the future of the Middle East, but the economic and the strategic future of United States itself. Well, that's all from today's analysis. I will be back with another episode. Till then, thank you for watching this.